What's up, boys and girls? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. You see, I'm driving today, but be respectful. Drop your city and state. Drop your love. You know, why do you actually put your city and state in? So, we put together events all throughout the year and next year, pretty much probably putting together some kind of tour all for next year. But in order to do that, I got to get help from you, the people, to know where we're trying to go and what we're trying to do. So if the more you give me info, the better we can make these plans to go to these different cities and states. And that's how things are done. That's how we make super teams. That's how we connect our community, is by you dropping your city and state, and that allows me to program where we're all going all the next year. You dig what I'm saying? If you don't let me know, then I can't know, right? So part of creating the wave versus riding the wave. And this is important because I see a lot of people riding the wave, right? If this is popular, then they'll ride it. If that's popular, they'll ride it, versus creating the wave. Now, your girl Erica has created a wave. Now, I know you're like, oh, you're talking big there, Erica. Yeah, I'm talking big because I have created a wave. Other people are riding it, okay? Now, what is riding a wave? Riding a wave can be what's trendy, wholesaling, flipping, and this is how people get hurt. This is how people financially get caught up. This is how people get jacked up. Now, I've told this meeting multiple times where I said, listen, some of the biggest and best in flipping houses aren't flipping right now. There's a whole guy whose blog is documenting him flipping properties in Colorado. He ain't flipping no more. He's only doing buy and holds. There are several other people that all they do is flip, and now they're buying and holding. And I tell people that as a way to drop information so they can pick it up. But a lot of them are like, well, I'm going to get into flipping now. Think about it. Where are they at in the cycle of success? If someone's ultra successful at this, they have numbers, staff, contractors, they can get permits like this, but they stop doing something, pay attention. Pay attention. Okay? Same as far as where people are investing. For a while, a bunch of people were jumping into Birmingham, then jumping into Macon, then jumping over here to Florida. Like, a lot of people follow the trend, rode the wave, following people, but you don't have the same data they have. You don't have the same data points. You're just being a follower, right? Same thing when it comes to trucking. A lot of times people say, well, I'm gonna get me a truck, but they're not seeing all the numbers. How much money do I need to have set aside? How much? Well, what that tells me when you ask questions like that, truthfully, is you don't have no reserves, and you might be unstable. Because if you have reserves, anybody that does real estate, trucking, anything, if you got property and the AC go out, that's $8,000. If you got a rental property and the roof got to go all of a sudden, that's $10K. And a lot of times what I'm hearing from you guys, from the questions you have, is you have no reserves, things aren't stable, but yet you want to jump into these ventures that require capital. This is why if you see a lot of the old course and the videos, I talk about building the foundation. Your foundation is to start off with you being stable, making more money, paying off crazy debt, and having some savings. As boring and as unsexy as that is, that's the truth. All these people that I know that are doing well in trucking and can take a hit up or down, they got money. You know, the truck was a way for them to make more money, so their money would go to work, right? A lot of people are trying to, no money down, no credit, no nothing. You're not in no position for any kind of thing to hit you. You're trying to ride the wave, and one hit takes you out. I remember hearing stories of people in the real estate, oh, I had 8, 12, 13 rentals and something happened, it took me out. That doesn't happen if you have reserves. That doesn't happen if you're not over leveraged. So when I would hear those stories, I would already know what they're telling me is they didn't have their shit together. They were living big on the money and they weren't doing the math up here that not to ride the wave, to actually educate yourself. Because what happens is there's a lot of people that can hit a good streak now. You know, people right now flipping houses and selling houses, real estate agents is like hitting a fish in a barrel. But when times are hard, that's when you see people with skill. And that's why I'm so always pressing you guys to be going to conferences, going to educate yourself, getting around other people so you can partner with people who can help fulfill the dream. You dig? So today, one of my trucks was at a TA stop and needed an oil change. That's $675 on a Saturday. You know, some of you want to take that money and travel every weekend. That's just not how it's going to work. It's not how it's going to work. And until you can see that, it's really hard for me to have some of these conversations, because honestly, the openness that I have on this channel, I don't have to do it, right? I do it because I'm hoping some young teenage dude or some girl is going to watch these videos and their financial life is going to be changed, and they're going to be able to start at 18, 19, 20 instead of 30s and 40s and 50s. They can start young and start out the gate winning. But the problem is, it's not flashy. It's not flashy. What I'm saying, it's not sexy. But that's just it. When you're young and you don't have a lot of debt, you can to the moon. Now, some of you are older with debt, older with grandkids, older with issues, and now you have to do the math. You have to do hard math. All right, I got to do this much. I got to save this much up. I got to keep saving money in my retirement. I got to keep sending money to my daughter because she needs money for the granddaughter. I mean, you guys have real life issues that require you to be really doing the math about it. Can I afford to do this or that? That's why I bring on other people who, when I bring on Kamoy and I bring other people talking about having technical skills and services, it's important because these people are making more money, and that's just a significant key, right? Now, what does this all have to do with riding the wave and creating the wave? Riding the wave is riding what's popular, right? Got all these people on a wholesale because it's popular, right? But they don't show you the daily grind that takes, right? People want to flip houses because that's popular. They watch HGTV. Well, if they can do it, I can do it. Knowing full well it takes sometimes 5-6 months. People don't have real patience like that. It takes 5-6 months to build a brand new house, but you flipping an old house. Do you have 5 months of patience for that? A lot of people don't. A lot of people barely stay in the gym with New Year's resolutions more than 30 days. People love talking about 30-day results. I've been working out with this personal trainer for a long time, and I just finally found some amazing results, tightening up the diet, tightening up the workout, tightening up the running. Like, what you try to get people to see is you have to have some deep digging commitment to this stuff. And that to be people is not sexy, right? So riding the wave, you can also see on social media, right? Where I was saying I was at the event, and this one kid, he does 25 DMs every day. So that would require him to do what? Go out and search heavy hitters every day. Look for people doing it and doing it well in their industry every day. Okay? What does that mean? That means you have to go seek. Many people are looking at it like, what can this put money in my pocket? How much money can this put in my pocket, Erica? What's the ROI? That's not even the most important question when it comes to you investing in groups. It's not the ROI. It's so many things that make up the number. Okay, how many months, right? Because I'm always talking about long-term money. I'm talking about getting paid mailbox money for years. Not just 1, 2, 3, 4 months. Oh, now I got big. Ooh, I cashed out. I flipped my money. No, it's mailbox money for years. It's mailbox money for 20 years, 30 years. It's mailbox money for you and your children. It's opportunities for you and your kids. It's opportunities for my nephews, my sisters, my cousins, who are all they're now buying trucks. Why? Because they see what I've been doing. I've created a wave. I've opened the door. They can follow. It's their choice. But a lot of you are trying to convince your family and friends, oh, you should come do this with me because it's popular. You got to show people results. You got to create the wave. And creating the wave takes energy, takes time, takes focus, takes commitment. That's why I always talk about those journals and writing down what do you look like in 5 years? 5 years from now, you might be 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 32, 30, 27, who knows? I don't know how old all you guys are. But what it'll do is, if you say this is who I'm going to be at that age, now you have to work your way back to get there. You have to backwards math, reverse psychology yourself to get there. A lot of people, they go to the dealership. Okay, I need a reasonable car. Then they see what they want, their dream car 5 years from now, and they get in it now and jack their finances up because they weren't financially ready for that car. Now they Ubering and Lyfting in a camera, what do you call those, Camaros? And that don't make no sense. Delivering pizza in the Camaro. You didn't need a Camaro, baby. You couldn't afford it. You deliver pizza in a Honda, a Toyota, something gas efficient. But that's what's happening. People are getting ahead of themselves and financially just dragging themselves for years. So, another thing about riding the wave and creating the wave, like, I love that Lupe Fiasco story. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. If you believe in the dream that you have, truly believe in it now, you don't have to run around telling your family every weekend, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna be a millionaire, I'm gonna be a billionaire. You don't have to do that, because they'll see your actions are consistent with that, what you say you're going to be. See, the reason a lot of your family and friends don't rock with you like that and don't throw money at you, not just because they're haters, that's part of it, sometimes that's true, but also they don't see the consistent actions. Someone who actions every day, get up and do something, that you're consistent. That's why people love fitness so much. You can see it. You can physically see somebody going to the gym all the time. You can physically see somebody eating very differently. You can physically see it. That's why it's refreshing. It's easy for people to talk to. Easy. Oh yeah, I'm working out. I'm doing this diet. I'm doing that. That's people love talking about that stuff. That's something they can see. Right? But when it comes to, well, unless you see the trucks, unless you see the rental properties, it's hard for you to convey to people the importance of it. It just is. Thank you. I mean, I ain't supposed to be looking, but I just saw Pete Ubering in a 2019 anything. 2019 anything. I've seen so many new cars driving people to the airport and stuff. I'm like, maybe you didn't need it. You couldn't afford it. Now, if you were an Uber driver for years and this is, this is how you make your money. But again, Uber was something that was supposed to be a part-time thing. But people are making it their full-time thing, which, hey, you got to do that. You got to do that. But you should be, while you're Ubering, what classes am I going to? What things am I going to? Where am I taking a course to improve my life? Right? People keep saying, whenever I go to Baltimore or Detroit and I see young men hanging out, I'm like, honey, you're wasting your life here. Not that the city's bad, but if you ain't got no skills and you ain't making no money, you need to go. See, we don't have stern daddies anymore. We don't have 1980s dads. We don't have, I thank God I was in a military family. I know people are like, oh, it's so tough. Your family's so tough. Thank God. Because they just didn't put up with the bull crap. And that's like, I'm at this point where I'm like, I'm going to have a bunch of kids because at least I have the blueprint for success. You can't be riding the wave. You can't be a follower. Now, I was listening to the book Lead the Field again for like the 12th time, and it was saying in the book, we live in a country where you can live in low gear. Now, what does low gear mean? You just do average things. You go to school, you go get a job, you just do average things, and you make money and you survive, right? And you shouldn't have to go in high gear if you don't want to. That's the thing of living in America. Some people live in the islands, overseas, Europe, Africa, and they got to kick it in high gear every day, whether they want to or not. Right? And you're lucky you live in America where you don't, where you can carve out some of the living. That's why you see all these articles talking about, oh my God, to afford a 2-bedroom apartment, you have to make like $15 an hour, $20 an hour. Yeah, if you need a 2-bedroom apartment, that sounds like you're an adult now and you have kids, and so that means you need skills. And people hate that. People hate hearing that, y'all. And that's just the life. If you want to ride the wave, you cannot expect high results. There are a lot of folk out here who want to go home, play video games all day, and then they want to walk out of their house and ladies fall all over them and money falls out of their pockets. Where and what universe does that exist? What is that? Stop it. So, it's called Lead the Field. Lead the Field. Lead, L-E-A-D, the Field. Earl Nightingale. It's on Audible. I share the picture all the time on Instagram. Lead the feelings in your mind, right? Like, this is my whole point. People say Baltimore and Detroit are bad. They're not bad cities, but if your mind, like, I think I showed y'all the video where it said the 6 most stressed cities ever, and it was like St. Louis, Baltimore, Detroit, Philadelphia, some other black city. And at the end of the day, they shouldn't be stressed in those cities because there's construction going on every single corner. So if you're a man in those cities, what should you be doing? If you have a young son that can't get a job in those cities, he should be getting a trade. He should be working in those construction fields until he wants to do something else with the money in his pocket to go do something else. So it was just funny to me. It's all about your mindset and how you see it. Those are 6 most stressed cities in the United States. Well, they're the 6 cities with the most construction going on ever right now. All kind of construction, all kind of gentrification, all kind of things happening. You shouldn't be stressed in that city. You should be working. So the chat's still on for me. I see it, but that's the thing that kind of drives me crazy. Is these kids are saying, oh, you know, there's jobs. You work it 2-3 years and then go do something else. Take that cash and do something else. People are very instant gratification, very jealous, very fear of missing out. Oh, well, they work in an office. You're not them. You don't know who they know. You don't network anywhere. You don't go anywhere and do anything. No one's teaching you how to put your clothes on right. You know, there's so many different reasons why people's situations suck. But they never want to blame, you know, the real reasons why. So anyway, phone might be overheating here, so I just had to get that out of it. In order for you to get the respect and money you think you deserve, you're gonna have to create a wave. You have to be the one that pushes through and not get offended when other people ride it, right? They're gonna try to ride. You're gonna have cousins try to ride the wave. You're gonna have cousins, you know, cousin, sister, brother try to ride the wave, and you know, you can't even be offended by that. You can't. A lot of people made poor choices for many years, and then they see you winning, never understanding all the years of sacrifice you made to get there, never adding in the cost that it cost you to be there, the cost to be the boss. And this is why a lot of people quit too. Like, let's be really honest. It is, I'm not gonna say it's lonely at the top, but if you're a person making money, all of a sudden you look around, no one's making money, you get a little discouraged. You let your foot off the gas. And what happens, what I noticed the most, I was at the Grant Cardone event, the Impact Players event, Impact Players Tour. I promise you this, I was in the room talking to some people, and they thought they were doing it big. And then when I started talking about, you know, how many trucks, how many homes, they realized they had been laying their foot off the gas. There was a guy in there with a Lambo, and I was like, well, how many rentals do you have? He's like, oh, rentals? No, I just got one. And I'm looking at him like, what the you wasting all your money on a Lambo? You ain't got no rentals. He's like, oh, I'm a day trader. Okay, well, what do you have passively paying for? Because even at the end of the day, you could be a day trader, but you still need something paying reoccurring at all times. There was one guy in there, Shopify, loved him, thought he was unique. He has a Shopify store with baby stuff. He doesn't even have any kids. And I was like, well, how do you know what kind of baby things are going to be popular? He just does a lot of searching and metrics. So the key to what I'm saying is he's creating a wave for himself. He's creating a wave in his life. Some of y'all have to make up your minds. Do you want to ride the wave or create it? Because if you ride the wave, you're always behind. Riding the wave of what's popular, you're gonna, all of a sudden the herd does something else, now you got to do something else. Alright? For many of you who are in Atlanta, I'll meet Kiera, the Charm City Buyers, and Kendra will see you there September 28th in about 62 days. Are you going to be there? Are you going to be ready to invest? Are you going to be ready to grow yourself? Mastermind VIP weekend. All right, this week coming up, people are still buying tickets every day. I'm very proud of y'all. We have the boat party coming up this week. We're going to have people coming in there, eating dinner together, drinking together, having great conversation, and having a blast on Sunday. So a lot of you got to really determine, do you really want to do this? There's 6 more months in this year, and honestly, you know, there's millions set ahead for me. I just gotta go pick them up, and then that's how you should look at it. There's millions set ahead for y'all if you decide. If you ultimately decide, I really want this year to be a winner, you can do it. There's 6 months left. Anyway, I think someone's asking me about trucks or something, but again, here's the thing. All the questions you guys are answering, take the Hood Estates course. If you don't have $500 to take the course, you don't even have money for a truck. That's just simple as that, right? It's a simple course that's teaching you step by step what you need to do. And you can go look at prices of trucks online. You can go on any selecttrucks.com, any trucking site, anywhere. Again, $30,000 to $50,000 trucks. That's the range we stay in. Used trucks. But again, you're trying to skip around, and then like, I'm gonna try to Google to death information, or ask my Uncle Jack, who don't know Jack, who isn't a truck owner, who isn't driving anymore, or whatever his life is. If your uncle was so successful, why is he at your grandma's house? Okay, you know what I mean? You got to really ask yourself these questions. And even on Lead the Field, it cracks me up. It's a part of the book on the audio where it says people will do everything to not think. They will ask illogical people questions that make no sense. They'll ask their mother something, and she doesn't know anything about it. Grant Cardone was saying how you would tell his mother, I'm getting ready to do this or that. And she'd be like, oh, I wouldn't do that. He said, Mama, honestly, you wouldn't do anything. Because everything I've told you about, you wouldn't do. So, again, at the end of the day, the best thing that can help you is setting up your reserves, setting up your money, putting your money aside, so that you're, one, stable, two, can take the hits. Because whether it's a rental property and the AC go out or something, plumbing issue, you're talking about $5,000 to $10,000. Period. Now you can have smaller stuff, doors, locks, windows. But, I mean, you got to be prepared. Many of y'all think this is just going to be an ATM spitting out money, and that's not how rentals work, and that's not how trucks work. Now, it's extra cash, but you still got to save some of that cash off to the side. It's a business. It's a business. So, look, I'm going to get off here. But, again, if you're going to be there this weekend, you're going to love it. Create the wave. Don't ride the wave. Create it for you and your family. They'll follow you. A lot of you tell me, oh, my girlfriend doesn't believe in this or that, or my wife. But are you consistent? Your wife isn't just acting crazy out of nowhere. Either you've quit things before, or you haven't been consistent. It comes from somewhere. So show people consistency. I know a guy right now, he lost 70 pounds. His wife was not working out with him. And he wanted to stop. He kept going. Now she's trying to jump up in the gym. Why? Because if you are not aligned, you will not stay together. But you got to show people consistency for that to happen. Okay? So, you want to invest in trucks, you want to invest in rentals, all these things require you to do what? One, make more money. Always focus on the top line. Getting more money in there. Now, do you need to focus on expenses? Of course. Many of you need to print out your bank statement and look at all the money you spent all month. But that top line, woo, if you can fix that top line where the income's coming in, that's a life changer. Now, some of you're like, Erica, I just gave me no more money. I'm a teacher. Okay, cool. I'm not going to fight you, because if you think you can, you can. Well, then you need to go take all your day and night and just scribble through every expense you got. You're just going to be eating cooked dinner and watching Netflix at your house. That's all you're going to do for 6 months, because you don't want to create more income. It's your choice, though. Your body, your mind. But with that, okay, once you do that for 6 months, you should be able to be reset and be good. You got crazy debt that you can't get rid of in 6 months. Okay, it sounds like that's a student loan or mortgage or something else. Then you got to increase your income. It just is what it is. The choice is yours, how you want to do it. Another North Carolina person is being way worse on this highway to Dallas. So, it's not my program. Go look up Hood Estates course. They got an intro class that's $27 to explain to you how to do it. Definitely go look it up. I always put it in the links, but go look it up. But end of the day, it's not just trucking. I know trucking's popular. People want to do it. But you know what's not popular? These $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 repair bills. These are not popular or cool. Okay? But yeah, real estate, any of these things. These are all just vehicles. They're all just vehicles to make money. Every single one of them. Instagram's a vehicle to make money. YouTube's a vehicle to make money. They're all just vehicles to make money. stocks, dividend stocks, monthly dividend stocks, lending club notes, mortgage notes. A lot of you ask me, well, how can I buy mortgage notes? A mortgage note ain't cheap. You're talking about if Bank of America or any of these companies sell them, they usually sell them when they have 40,000 to 70,000 left on the note. So if you got stacks like that, then we can talk. But a lot of you ask me, where can I buy notes? It's very rare there's like 10 grand left on a note. It happens, but not as much as you think. So same thing with trust. People always asking about trust. If you don't have $75,000, then you don't even really need to be worried about a trust. You just don't. I know people are trying to convince you different things. Or a lot of people, when I was going to do a video about Nipsey Hussle's, why his baby's mother, because they weren't married. Sorry, they weren't. Laura London had to go fight for guardianship. Guardianship is different than being a parent. So many people, you can tell how lowly educated people are. They're like, but she's his mom. Doesn't mean anything. If there's a trust, which that was layman terms. For those of us who know. When someone's applying for guardianship, that means that family has put money aside through various vehicles, which means a trust, that's for that child's future. Now, if you watch the show Big Little Lies on HBO, which was hilarious, the man was like, no worries, we've still got our daughter's trust. So that meant they put millions of dollars into their daughter's trust, and because they were the guardians of that trust, they could control that money to care for their daughter and pay for their lifestyle. Right? So that, with that being said, that Nipsey Hussle situation, the reason she had to apply for guardianship, because it didn't mean the lawyer would be the executor of that account instead of her. But when she applies for it, if she gets it, then she's the executor, and then she can pay for her lifestyle reasonably for her and the child out of that trust, out of those millions of dollars. Because people are like, oh, wait, it's $1 million when he's 18. Honey, if you think Nipsey Hussle didn't put millions away for that child, and he's African, okay, come on now. He did that trust. He did that. But that's just the thing. There's layers to it. There's so many layers to finance and money that when I do these shows, I'm trying to be as transparent and vulnerable and open as possible. But that also leaves me open to you guys being rude and being disrespectful. And, oh, you don't know this, or black people don't got no money. And it's like, no, the black people you know don't got no money. That's a two different conversation. See, every time I'm on the internet, I go, no, the people you know don't have any money. People you relate to don't have any money. And that's unfortunate, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can change that. If you're looking for my type of information, then you are certainly looking for other type of information. So, I think my phone's about to cut off. It's overheating, so. You wasn't with me at the gym shooting. Hey, you wasn't with me at the gym shooting, I'm telling you. So, anyway, there is a website that actually like even pre-approves you for auctions. I mean, like, there's so many different things I can talk about, tell you guys about, but that's all. I just want to encourage you guys to create your own way. So, because you don't get as mad, right? Or you don't look out for the shout out culture. The whole time I was at the Grant Cardone thing, so many people were like, oh, you should have did this and that. And I'm like, why? I've created my own way. I'm getting ready to hire people so they can do all these ads. Why would I do that? I don't need to do that. Why do that? So, anyways, you guys, the phone is flashing. It's gonna die. So, thank you guys so much for being here. I'll definitely tomorrow. I think Terry might come on tomorrow. I'm heading to Terry's right now to hang out, and we're going to an investors meeting. But definitely, we'll probably do something tomorrow, maybe. So later.